Chair Mallory, thank you again for being here. For years, CEQ has operated with a budget of about $3 million. The president's budget request bumps that up to $4.8 million. And on top of that, in the IRA, CEQ received $62.5 million. We have requested information from CEQ before, and you failed to deliver it. So instead of asking you to explain your budget numbers, I'm asking you to submit a written report to the committee outlining the justification for that increased budget request, how you're spending the $62.5 million, if you've added new employees, if you've expanded programs, and I would just ask you to comment yes or no if you will send the committee that information.
Thank you so much for the question. I think we'll coordinate with you on how to accommodate that request.
Thank you. And also, it's been brought up in the testimony today that it seems that there's been mission creep with, or in the testimony and the questions, there's been mission creep on CEQ's original advisory role to the president. It appears that CEQ now coordinates and directs agencies on directions to go, and also new roles that CEQ's taken on with environmental justice, with carbon mitigation, things that definitely weren't perceived in the original NEPA law. But it also appears that this administration and CEQ is failing in many of those stated areas that they list as concerns. And let's talk about environmental justice. Is it environmental justice for U.S. policies that require us to transition to electric vehicles, which means we've got to have more batteries, which means that we're not mining the materials here, and we're mining them from places like the Democratic Republic of Congo, and I looked it up, the U.S. average income is $58,120, China's $16,153, India's $1,670, and the yearly average income in the Congo is $449 US. Is it environmental justice to push policy that requires, it's resulting in Chinese slave labor in mines in Congo? Is that environmental justice?
Thank you, Congressman, for that question. I think we are very focused on advancing our own ability to do critical mineral mining here in this country. That's part of the president's agenda.
The actions of the administration have been just the opposite, pooling leases in northern Minnesota, trying to shut down mines in Arizona. But I will say that I read an interesting article in the AP yesterday where a young Native American woman stated that a mine that this administration pushed to open in Nevada, she used the term green colonialism. Do you believe that's achieving environmental justice when Native Americans are calling this administration's actions green colonialism?
I think we're trying to manage our actions in a very balanced way in order to achieve the president's overall goals.
You've also talked about energy transition. The gentleman from Texas, I think, delved into this. This chart behind me shows the global consumption of energy by fuel source over time. And as you notice, every form of fuel consumption is increasing, and it's on an exponential increase. And I agree with the gentleman from Texas. There is no transition. And you've also talked about the, you mentioned electric school buses, and I found it interesting that the League of Conservation Voters touted the green school bus program as a victory for them. Did you consult with the League of Conservation Voters on the electric school bus program?
I have not consulted with them.
Have you consulted with any outside NGOs or nonprofits on any of your policy issues?
Congressman, we actually hear from many members of the public on all of the things that we're doing.
Would you be willing to send us a list of the NGOs and people that you've met with regarding any of these policies?
Congressman, I think we should have a conversation about what you're actually looking for. We'll try to figure out how to accommodate it.
Okay. Well, my time's almost expired, and there's been requests for a second round of questions, so we're going to move along to that. And